I've had a few texts coming into the show, people basically saying, I've no idea what you're talking about. What the hell is it that you're jabbering on about? They're interested in decrumplification and they get the general gist of the show, but my regional accent's putting them off. They cannot understand a single word I'm saying. So what I want them to do, and I'll ask you to do the same, is to utilise YouTube's subtitle functionality. Sounds like a long word, doesn't it? What I need you to do is press the button, which is just about here. Click on that, and I want you to pick English captions, and what it's going to do, due to the genius of voice recognition software, the computer is going to listen to what I'm jabbering on about. It's going to translate it into words and push them up on the screen. Astonishing. It's almost verging on witchcraft, isn't it? So if you'd like to just switch that on, then we'll put it to the test. What I want to do is I'm going to say the name of my favourite piece of kit, Morphy Richards Comfy Grip Pro. Now that should have been coming up in the screen there. Morphy Richards Comfy Grip Pro. And I think you'll find that that's really going to make it a lot easier to understand, particularly for people who haven't got their lugs attuned to my particular kind of accent. Right, so we've got a Kovu here. Kovus are tricky to iron because they're kind of three-dimensional. But it's essential to iron your toys, keep them in good nick. Look at that, straight up, straight down, look at that. I'm doing his back first, and we're going to do the undercarriage. I'll just cover his genitalia so as not to scald him. Marvellous, look at that. What do you think of that, Kovu? That's absolutely lovely, that. I feel lovely and smooth. Well, we haven't done your head or anything yet, Kovu, so don't get carried away with yourself. Oh, go. That's lovely. What about this tail? Alright, could you do me tail? No bother, look at that. Smooth as you like. Look at that, Kovu. Look at that. That is one super smooth Kovu off of the Lion King. He's one of the outsiders, one of the bad lads. But he comes good in the end, you know. It just goes to prove that evenness isn't necessarily hereditary. This is the part of the show that I call Let Off Steam. This is where you get to have your say or ask some questions about the controversial world of ironing. And one of the ones that's been hot on Twitter this week is what will be the impact of a hot iron on something like a metro ticket. So we're going to put that to the test today. So I'm holding here a metro ticket. I'm going to take it right up to the camera. That's one of the new style metro tickets. Look at that. They're a little bit bigger than the previous ones, and this one's from the 12th of October 2012. You can see there that's absolutely fantastic in yellow and black. So we're going to stick a hot iron on that and we're going to see what happens. Boom. Boom. There we go. What it's done is it's rendered the metro ticket almost completely black. There's a tiny little bit of trace of yellow there. You can still see the yellow block with a black mitt in it. That's the metro. And you can just about make out 12th of October 2012. So it hasn't completely annihilated the metro ticket, but it hasn't done it any good. So that's an important lesson for us all to learn. Don't go ironing your metro ticket, particularly if it's still current, like it's a day saver for that day. This one wasn't, this was an old one, so I want to lay any fears about that. I'm not going to get a fine off the inspector. A lot of people often ask us my opinion on like the Lance Armstrong furore. What kind of problems does the world of ironing have with performance enhancing drugs? And it doesn't really have that much of a problem with performance enhancing drugs. A lot of most of the technology goes into the iron itself, you know. People tend not to take drugs to help them with ironing. The only thing I'll tend to have is like a nutritious sports drink there, and this is ideal when you're ironing for hydrating yourself. It's got all the things you would need for hydration because it's fluid, and fluid's ideal for hydrating you, and it's also got some ingredients in it, and ingredients are absolutely fantastic for hydration. So that's about as far as it goes, maintaining homeostasis if your body's fluids. I don't think that's on a par with injecting yourself with the colony stimulating factor.